Whoa, I didn't see you there. Well, if you're here, you might as well come with us to take a look at the new Kensington Byway, Salt Lake's newest neighborhood byway that connects east and west Salt Lake. We'll talk about everything that's interesting with it and hopefully just have a good time. But if you haven't noticed, we're not on Kensington Avenue, so first, let's get there. Okay, so here we are on Main Street, which recently got a complete streets upgrade, taking it from 4 lanes of car traffic down to 3, which gave us plenty of space for the curb extensions, the pedestrian refuge island, and the wonderfully buffered bike lanes, which stop us from getting dinged by car doors. We also have these pretty unique bridged gutters, because the gutters are so deep here. If you didn't have those, it would be pretty uncomfortable to cross. So with the narrower street, cars are going slower and it's a lot safer to cross. So let's go take a look at Main Street, State Street. So here we are at State Street, which was an existing light before the project was even, maybe not imagined, but constructed, and is probably one of the main reasons that Kensington was picked over other alternatives. But we do have some improvements, mainly this no turn on red sign, which has been more of a suggestion in my experience crossing here. But we do have some nice green paint, a nice buffer ahead of the stopping line, and green paint all the way through the crossing, which, you know, it tells you should bike here. So a pretty good improvement, but not much needed to be done considering this is a busy intersection and we already have a light here. So let's go take a look at some others. So here's one of the few traffic circles implemented. Mostly just traffic calming, but still very nice.
Yeah, traffic circle here means a circle in traffic. Not very much more. They're super cheap. The city likes them for that.
Yeah, but they're pretty good.
And this one's actually a 4-way yield, so it's a little like fake roundabout.
The delineator candlesticks help out a lot, otherwise you do see a lot of people drive over them.
Yeah, they make cars with really big suspensions these days. Maybe there were some negative consequences.
Maybe. This is a speed cushion. It slows down cars. But bikes and emergency response can go straight through. So we can't cross here.
Rude.
So let's cross here.
Sure is a crosswalk.
And then
we continue on our merry way. Oh wow, look, a bike box? The hell is a bike box doing here?
Huh. I wonder.
I don't know. I don't really like the idea of pulling up in this to make a left turn and having to like 180 owl head back to see if I'm about to get run over.
Yeah, it's definitely a strategic choice They definitely
to save money by making this one worse.
But making the more dangerous ones a lot better. They could have
true.
made everything equally mid.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have good ones and bad ones. This one sucks. At least we have space reserved in case any more money comes along.
Like that quarter.
Yeah. Anyways, back to walking, because biking through this one using the approved left turn path might be a little bit worthless.
So here on 4th East we have these diverters, one concrete one here and then a tape one there, and then mandatory no parking buffers. Not a bad intersection, but slightly confusing, especially because traffic can do whatever it wants. But again, not bad. Oh wait, here's one of those kind of unique artifacts of having UDOT funding. It's a bend away sign, as if someone's going to hit it at a really high speed. Again, a quirk, but just kind of interesting here.
Never mind you or me on the sidewalk being hit with that as shrapnel by the vehicle going at the high speed. But...
yeah. UDOT funding, thank you, but very strange that we need this.
Yeah.
UDOT doing what UDOT does.
Meanwhile, the tree down there, I like that a bit more. Give me some cushion.
Yeah, it doesn't seem as breakaway. So here on 500 East, we have an offset intersection, which works really well with the raised crosswalk. Very accessible, lovely ramps, easy to get on and off, and great signage along the way.
It's a lot better than the unimproved intersection where you've got to do like a left-right or a right-left to get from Kensington to Kensington, which can get a little bit sketchy with traffic.
Yeah, it really does a good job connecting the two disconnected parts.
Yeah. And you'd think having to go all the way from the right side of the road to this ramp on the left side of the road might be trouble, but nobody's really driving on the side street. That's why it's been chosen as a bike route, so no problem at all.
Yeah, wonderful intersection, especially for one of the busier roads on this route.
The installation, this is where the sign goes.
Well, it says sign and then it's the number.
And then the sign is there.
Yeah.
I guess you don't want to like fuck it up and
another bend away, because someone's just...
Well, they can leave the marker for when somebody hits it later and they know where to put the new one. Yeah. Okay, anyways, what the hell is this sign for?
So we're on 600 East, which is another neighborhood byway.
Byway connection.
So it's just a simple another traffic circle roundabout.
Yeah, you gotta like role play a roundabout.
It has a roundabout sign, so.
And these are both devised as like low traffic bike priority routes.
Yeah, so pretty
who cares
easy.
if it's a real roundabout? We're all here to have fun and be safe.
Yeah. Really good stuff, and it's even calmer now because of what we're about to talk about next intersection.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are at 700 East, which is the main part of the Kensington Byway. This light behind us is brand new, entirely funded by and a part of the project, and is essential to make it work. This would be really dangerous. It would actually be impossible and illegal to do without this light here. And they did a really good job removing left turn lanes off of 7th onto Kensington, which helps protect pedestrians and cyclists.
And they put you as a cyclist in the middle of the road on this side, so it's completely exclusive. The people right turning, they don't run over you, but nobody can left turn. You can't even get run over unless somebody runs the light.
Yeah, it would be pretty hard getting ran over. I think there's still a bit of a learning curve for drivers, knowing that this light is here and not being selfish. But honestly, it's working pretty good. It's been activated a lot since we set up here, probably 5 times now. There was clearly a lot of latent demand for crossing here.
You can't judge the demand for crossing a river by how many people swim across, but now that we have a bridge.
Yeah, and it does a really good job connecting to the 700 shared use path, which was a UDOT project, connects Parley's Trail to 900, the 9 line.
Which is crazy. 10, 20 years ago, UDOT would have never even thought about such a thing. A shared use path on a state road?
It's very impressive, and it could be a good testament to how UDOT is kind of changing, being a bit more adaptable and a bit more open to ideas outside of the car. And maybe other towns can try and push UDOT a little harder than they used to.
Yeah, we hope to see more.
So otherwise, 10 out of 10, fantastic feature, really game changing. So we're facing up 800 East now, which is another neighborhood byway. The connectivity is insane.
It's phase 1 of a neighborhood byway.
Phase 1.
Hopefully it'll get bigger, but right now we're on the best part.
Yeah, so lots of traffic circles. They're not exactly roundabouts. You only have
it's a circle in the middle of the road. The point is that you got to slow down to go around it. That's all that ever mattered.
Yeah, so, and it does really do a good job. People really do slow down.
Because you have to, otherwise you'll hit the plants, and then you'd be a terrible neighbor.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then further up this road, they've got these giant semicircle bulb outs that make you swoosh back and forth along the road. Wait a while to pass people.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's all really slow, really gentle. It really makes this a nice place to be.
Genuinely.
Which sucks because I just moved from over there before this was done.
I know, this would be a great place to be a neighbor, to walk around, to enjoy your friends.
So neighborhood cat.
Oh, a neighborhood kitty. Meow. That's so cute.
Okay, so this is 900 East, clearly busier street. No 700 East, but lots of traffic compared to the smaller streets we've been on with the little traffic circles. But they did a really good job here. Really nice wide sidewalk, which narrows the road a bit. Ramps on and off for bikes, and a decent flashing signal. Not winning any awards, but definitely a step in the right direction. It makes me think that the concessions we made on 300 East with just the bike left turn box are really worth it if it makes this a safer crossing. And it just did a really good job, so.
Your shitty Steadicam operator is on your tail. Let's hit it.
So there were 2 new speed cushions either side of this little jaunt.
You get to kind of just make the jump between the speed cushions and hopefully not get run over. Visibility's not great.
They do a pretty good job slowing the cars down.
And it's a low traffic road. So again, best spend the money somewhere else.
Yep. So here we are on 11th East in Kensington. This is a really nice intersection, which was not a part of the Kensington Byway project. It was actually a part of the 1100 East Highland project. Reconstruction project. And it just so happens that they met up and got done about the same time.
Not just so happens, because of longer range planning on the part of the city, they designed these two projects to mesh together.
Yeah, and they did a really nice job on the street. There's a lot of concrete, not medians, but
the key feature is these little, like, I don't know, micro medians between the bike lane and the car lane.
Yeah, which protect cyclists going through intersections.
And people walking as well.
And they're also somewhat like curvy, swervy.
Yeah, there's a little bit of chicane action, not a whole lot.
Yeah, and there's a proper raised crossing a bit further up the road.
Yeah, but as you can see, it keeps the bikes further away from the cars in the intersection, and it gives the pedestrians a much longer safe space to walk out into, and force the drivers to yield to them.
Yeah, it used to be, I think it was 3 lanes and they took it down to 2.
Well, this one is mostly 2. The bike lane was frankly wildly inconsistent at best.
Yeah, but again, really nice crossing. Probably a really good yield rate.
I would bet.
So.
Like these islands. Whoa, holy shit! So you're
yes,
saying about the yield rate being great.
it was great.
For you.
Still got to be careful.
Well, remember only one person walks in Salt Lake City, and when it gets bright outside, you continue forward at the same speed and do nothing to compensate for your lack of vision.
Yep, people turning left think they're being yielded to for some reason.
For some reason. The other day I got somebody like left turning into a parking garage entrance or whatever, and they like raised their hand to thank somebody for like waiting for them out of turn, and then proceeded to just yoink it through all the other lanes.
Yeah, so still be careful.
My God.
Yeah. Kyle
I did
almost died.
I did not think this was the crosswalk we'd almost be hit at like probably a full 5-10 miles an hour at.
I was thinking it would be 9th or
I know,
700.
this person was just absolutely gassing it. Yeah.
Well, anyway.
So anyways, on to 12th, I guess. Is that one of them?
McClelland.
Oh yeah, McClelland will be much more interesting.
Yeah, and safer.
And safer. God, I love McClelland. Okay, we're coming up on the best part of the McClelland Trail, the part where it's actually a trail and not an incoherent combination of side streets.
But to be fair, they did a really nice job on the McClelland crossing back there on 11th. A bit further down.
Yeah,
towards
yeah, that one's like a full offset thing. It's way smoother than it was before.
Yeah, but
here in the middle of the trail, we have drivers paying attention and looking both ways. Not something we may have expected to see. We're getting used to it. But the main event here is these bulb outs narrow the road to what is technically only 1 lane. Now, could you pass another driver of a sedan in it? Sure, whatever. But as far as like code goes and fire trucks go, only 1 lane, much narrower than you could get otherwise.
yeah, and it's important to note we're about to go up a pretty steep hill, so cars coming down, they can really rack up speed.
Yeah, so we want them to feel like that is unsafe. So putting them in this 1 lane pinch point will make them really concerned if they see a car coming the other way, that they don't want to get into a collision with that car because they're going excessively fast.
And clearly people are paying attention here.
I was very impressed by that driver that actually put in the effort required to yield to a bike.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
You know, I'm impressed with everything now.
Especially after the last intersection. Yeah, I'm impressed by this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, McClelland, love the McClelland Trail. As with many bike trails, when they first built this, in theory you have right-of-way as a bicyclist or as somebody jogging down the trail at all the crosswalks. In theory.
In theory.
In practice, I don't know, good luck not getting hit.
Yeah.
This is a huge step towards actually having something resembling right-of-way and actually being able to use it as one continuous trail.
Yeah, no, really nice connectivity and really good trail if you want to head into Sugar House.
True, true.
Let's get up this hill.
Continue at a calm pace up the hill.
So
and we made it up the hill all the way to 13th East, which already has a hawk. It has for a few years, well before this project was ever taken seriously.
Yeah.
If there was ever latent demand, it's here.
Oh yeah, and there's I think there's 2 or 3 along this section of road.
2 or 3 hawks? Yeah, this has always been a more dangerous road.
Again, this is probably one of the areas where they said, yeah, let's do Kensington.
Yeah.
So
light was already here.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's see all the project we've come through so far. Whee! It's a pretty steep hill.
Yeah.
Thanks for the advent of e-bikes, among other things. But yeah, long project. We've made it 14 blocks so far, which is over 2 miles for the Yankees out there.
Yeah.
Some number of meters.
Maybe we can point out where SOCC is.
Yeah, if you can see it.
Maybe.
Maybe. A lot of tree cover. When you can't see the road through the tree cover, that means you get some shade.
Yeah, but we're pretty high up, and then we are heading to
Even further up the hill. Not too much, a little bit.
just to 15th and 15th.
Just the 15th piece. That is formally the end of the project, and then somewhere in the distance, in the foothills if you will, is Foothill Drive, where technically not as part of this project, UDOT, of all agencies, put in a whole new stoplight for Kensington Avenue and Foothill Drive.
Another UDOT win.
I know, right? Good luck getting from here to there. There's a whole nature preserve in the middle, but a little bit of creativity, and maybe in a few years a little bit of signage will get you through.
Here we are at 14th East in Kensington
An east
Avenue.
you may never have heard of before in your life, but it's a real east.
A very seldom used east, and another one that got the traffic circle treatment.
Yeah. Used to be a four-way stop, now it's a little fake roundabout.
It's a pretty good use of it, and clearly people are slowing down and treating it with respect.
I know. I think the best way to get drivers to slow down is to make them risk hitting another driver. Because they don't seem to care too much about obstacles and pedestrians, but if it might dent their car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, just like how on, 800 East, there were flower pots. People are putting stuff in the roundabouts, kind of tying it more into the community.
Yeah,
So.
I love it. I love it.
Wow. Didn't even need this.
I know the magic of even a theoretical stop sign.
But here we are at the end of the Kensington Byway. Very minor improvements. As you can see, there's a little do not park here curb.
Well, as you can see, nobody's parked there, so I would call that a W.
I would say it's a success for sure.
And we're right next to the main, mini little 1-block main drag for this whole area.
Yeah.
This is kind of the spot on 15th East, and frankly, for a couple blocks in either direction, east-west.
Yeah. It's a bit higher of a traffic volume, but it is
Sure.
a pretty big connection to the university.
Yeah, and the bike lanes aren't half bad on most of it.
They're really not bad. You get connection to the 17 route, which has a dear place in my heart. And it's just a good 4-way stop. Honestly,
I think it's a much stronger end than West Temple. That's
oh yeah.
middle of a residential area. West Temple is kind of atrocious to bike on. You get past crazy.
Yeah.
This one's 4-way. There's bike lanes of varying quality, business node. I think
It's
they did a good job.
Yeah. So that's the Kensington Byway.
Yeah. Bike it if you can.
Yeah. Thanks for coming along.
Get it built where you live if you can't.
Yeah, and it could even be done cheaper.
This is a good example of spending the money where it's needed most.
Yeah.
A lot of quick build infrastructure.
Yeah, but overall, really good project.
We like it.
Mad I don't live on Kensington anymore.
I know, right? And we should add this doesn't have to be the end for forever. You go further up the hill, you go through the little nature preserve. Bit tricky to do on your own, but with those byway signs. Would you look at that? A live 17 right here.
That's a shame because you could have caught that.
I know, right? Awkward. Bus
yeah,
connection.
But if you wanted to, you could go up to the Kensington light up on Foothill Drive.
Yeah.
Check that out. We're not going there today
No,
because
we're
it's
not.
not a part of the project, even though it is nice.
And then on the west end, West Temple is a fairly weak endpoint for a project like this. That's right next to Salt Lake City Public Utilities property, big maintenance lot. And so theoretically, you could build a new tracks under or over crossing landing on public property on both sides.
Yeah.
Connect you through to an existing hawk onto the Third West cycle track, which goes to all sorts of businesses. Could be very valuable.
But overall, strong project, lots of connectivity with other byways and
Huge improvement
trails.
over riding on 13th or 17th. At least you'll make it out alive.
Yeah, the light on 7th, absolute win. Honestly, nothing to complain about.
We're getting all the rare bus W's today.
Is it still every hour, the 17th?
Yeah, it's still every hour.
Some things never change.
Some things never change.
Oh, yeah, thanks for coming along, and
Catch you on the next ride.
yeah. I guess we're not syncing it with that, are we?
And for Kensington, actually, they didn't need to build anything on this road.
600 East and Kensington Avenue. 600 East is another neighborhood byway which connects